Greetings and salutations, beautiful people. Happy February 8th. Bobby the Awesome here. Welcome to 321 No Kidding. I appreciate you being here. If it's your first time, this is one of my daily shows where I share an inspiration from the Calendar Mom bot. And we go over a daily reading from the Body, Mind, and Spirit book. And you get my thoughts on it. It's kind of like I'm on a pretend GA meeting where we do the reading and share. And you're there with me. So I appreciate you for that. All right. Albert Einstein says, strive not to be of success, but rather to be of value. Can you imagine how our mindset can change if that was the way we operated? And what's the definition of success anyway? It's all a matter of perception. So value to the planet, value to people, value to your job. There's a great opportunity to do that. So I really like that. Thank you, Albert Einstein. Let's move on to our daily reading for February 8th. What do we got? David M. I'm sure it's not my ex-husband, David M. At least not that I know of. Openly accept who you are and the restoration has begun. Our egos may struggle with the very idea of being restored. We hate to admit we lost our sanity in the first place. But when we look at the rubble around us, the picture is pretty clear. The way we were living was definitely insane. Though we weren't crazy, our lives lacked order, direction, serenity, and spirituality. We kept trying the same things over and over, expecting different results. This is a good definition of insanity. Was that Albert Einstein too? Our egos and our disease blocked acceptance of our problems, but both lost power and control over our lives when we began to accept who we are. Just as an antique table is restored to its original beauty, we can be restored to sanity. It will take time and effort. There'll be some scraping and rubbing, but we're worth it. We are valuable creations of our higher power who is willing to work with us and restore us. Our job is to do the next right thing, one step at a time. What a better life, a more beautiful world, one with order, direction, and a relationship with our higher power to help us manage it. Today, restore me to sanity. Bring me serenity and a sane way to live. Is your brain thinking about all the things that were insane when you were using or gambling? That's the way my brain is working right now, I'll be honest. The lies, the money playing, the going to work to pay off the things, the drinking to cope with the losses back before I went to treatment. It was definitely insane. Definitely insane. Accepting that I had a problem and going to rehab was definitely the starting point to this restoration that the reading is talking about. An ego. This word ego is so troubling to me, I guess might be the right word. It feels like the ego was in control with the addiction, and the ego isn't in control when we try to build our new lives and restore our new lives. It can still have a big part, and we have to train it to not be the boss. And that's still a huge work in progress for me. But if we're led by our hearts instead of our egos, I think we can make much better progress in life and in our recovery. Restored to our sanity. So once we start cleaning up our lives, once we stop gambling, we can start restoring our lives. We'll never have a shot, honestly, if we keep gambling. It's just impossible. But it is possible when we stop. As we tell the folks that are newer in the rooms or in the meetings, like, your only job is to quit gambling. That's it. Like, don't gamble for anything. I think that's the way the literature says it. And it's one of the 2 rules that the center gives people. Don't gamble and keep coming back. It isn't obvious to a newcomer, those first 3 months, 6 months, whatever time frame, it's not obvious necessarily that sanity is coming into play when they stop gambling. But there will be a day, and I guarantee there will be a day, when they reflect back and go, oh, sanity is becoming restored. My relationship with my spouse is getting better. My finances are getting better. I'm performing better at work. It's reflective. And your life begins to have balance and some sanity. And it does take one step at a time, doing the next right thing. I will say that I love that mantra. It's definitely a 12-step mantra. At least that's where I think it came from, is doing the next right thing. It means that we can pay attention to what it is we're doing and be mindful of whether or not it is the next right thing. And it's not as easy as just doing the next right thing, because sometimes that decision's harder. Is driving by the casino instead of stopping in the next right thing, of course. But that's not an easy thing to do for someone who just quit, or maybe not even an easy thing for someone who has time. It's just not an easy thing to do, period, if you're a gambling addict, right? Or having a difficult conversation that you have to be honest with someone, or you have to make amends, or all those things. All those things add up to giving us our sanity back, but they may be painful in the process. But you have to go through the pain to get to the healing and to the other side, so that you can have that sanity. You can have that serenity, because it's a much better place to live. I promise you that. It is a much better way to live. I enjoy not having to play the mind games with myself to rationalize gambling or drinking. I mean, the drinking is, I don't know. The example I used about someone being new to recovery, realizing they have sanity, I guess that's part of what happened with when my drinking went away. There's definitely more sanity. I'm more present and productive and so many other things. There's a different level of sanity in my life. I mean, I'm always going to be a little crazy. Let's be real. But it's good crazy, if that's a thing. Yeah, I'm going to call it good crazy. At any rate, I want everyone to have sanity and peace and serenity in their lives. So give this some thought. Think about, is it your ego driving you? Are you doing the next right thing? See what that looks like for you. It all goes back to your own journey, and if you want sanity or insanity. If it could be possible that you thrive in the insanity, if we're being completely real and honest, because we don't know any better. We could be addicted to those cycles, the crazy cycles, even though they don't feel good. It's what we're used to. It's what we're comfortable with. That's not a good reason to stay in the insane cycle. If you're someone who's been struggling to quit, I would say try doing something different. I talk a lot about people recovering in different ways, and I'm not advocating for one way or another per se. I can tell you what I did, but if you're trying to quit and you've been going to GA, say, and I'm not going to pick on GA, but you've been going to GA meetings, but yet you're still going back out and you don't feel like anything's changing, maybe it's join a Facebook group. Maybe it's get a sponsor if you were going to meetings and you didn't have a sponsor. Try something new so that it's not just the same old thing, so that maybe you can progress and make a move. You got to find what works for you. It's going to be different for everyone. But trying and being aware will help get you on the path to sanity. That I am sure of. All right, beautiful people. That is what I got for you today. I hope that everyone is kicking off the week in a great way. This is February 8th, so I'm starting to drive home from Kansas City if you're listening to this on the actual day. And I'll be back with you guys next week, a little more live and in person. I know it's a podcast and it's evergreen and it doesn't really matter all the dates, but the dates give me a benchmark to keep going. So, all right, beautiful people, you take it easy and have a fabulous week. Thanks.